If you clicked this video to tell me that tongue was spelled wrong in the thumbnail, or you just noticed that it was wrong and wanted to tell me in the comments, then ha! Ha! You've been April Fool! Old! So ha!
Noggin.
Goat Simulator! This is the first so stupid it's fun game I've played in a long time. I actually attempted to start a gaming commentary show thing on my other channel. Psst, I recommend you start with this one. I think it's the best one. While playing this game, I noticed how ridiculous this goat's tongue is. But then I thought, there must be some sort of explanation behind it. Some way that it's super sticky, super strong, and super elastic. Well, buckle up. Preferably with your goat tongue seatbelts, because they are apparently the strongest material known to man, and get ready to ride your uncontrollable jetpack into the simulation of goat tongue enlightenment. So what animal comes to mind first when you think about a long, sticky, powerful tongue? Well, obviously the aardvark. But that's not the best example. Let's use a frog, or no! A chameleon. Not only do they have the super awesome superpower of color shifting, but they have one of the coolest tongues in the animal kingdom. Also one of the grossest looking. Chameleon tongues are over 5 times the length of the rest of its body. Its tongue is only attached to its body in the very back, and it has extra storage space in its bottom jaw, where it's stored, scrunched up, like these bungee jumping cables. And similar to bungee jumping cables, this goat can bungee jump with its tongue, off of a hang glider. It can hang glide and bungee jump at the same time! Take that, daredevils! But the really impressive part is just how far it can stretch. In all of my studying of this game, and I've studied it quite thoroughly, I have yet to find a limit to the length of this tongue. The goat just keeps pulling on whatever it's licked, until the pulling force is so great that whatever it was phases through what it was stuck on, which can only be possible if the pull being applied to the object is far greater than all the matter of the earth being applied onto each atom of the wall on a 1-to-1 scale, thus driving the chance of the atoms all quantum tunneling through the wall at precisely the very same Planck time, which is the shortest amount of time dimensionally possible, up from the millions of sextillions of zeros after the decimal 1% chance of happening, to the now merely tens of sextillions of zeros, and eventually after every Planck time passes with the force being applied, it eventually messes with its quantum decoherence and superposition, and quantum tunnels through the wall and continues its path towards the goat, at near the speed of light. Unless the goat is then applying backwards force to slow it down. Whoa! Who would have thought the topic of quantum mechanics would be brought up when discussing the tongue of a goat? But on to the next question. How does a tongue grab onto things? It's not grabbing stuff with its tongue like hands or like a giraffe tongue. There is no hand on its tongue, and there is no coiling of its tongue like a snake. So how about other natural methods? The way geckos and spiders walk on walls and ceilings isn't because their feet are sticky, but rather they have little hairs and ridges on their feet. Millions of them. Microscopic. These all cause friction with whatever they're walking on, meaning it's less work for physics to just keep them attached to whatever they want than it is to make them fall. Well, whatever this goat is doing with its tongue, it has to be on the microscopic level, though I'm not so sure about the little hairs and ridges. Perhaps it's managed to lick up billions of Calypbacter crescentuses. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. These little buggers secrete a sugary substance that's so sticky that just enough to cover a small coin, you could lift multiple cars. This goo has an adhesive force of nearly 5 tons per square inch. It is nature's strongest. So all of this leads me to the conclusion that this tongue is superpowered to the ultimate level. Forget Superman. Strap a cape to this tongue. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's both of those things, attached to the tongue of a goat. Who would win in a fight? The entire Marvel, DC, and Dragon Ball universes? Or this goat? I'd say the answer is pretty clear.
This is some real Metal Gear right here. Wow! Dang it! And then he died.